Welcome to GOlive TV, the future in your hands. The only multicultural IPTV station that brings communities together. Over 2.7 million people have already watched. GOlive TV, anytime, anywhere.
Hello, welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. Happy New Year, everyone. All right, thank you so much for being here. It is so exciting to be back live at the GOlive studios, and I am your host, Nikki Clarke. You're here at the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time. We invite people from all walks of life to come and share their heart stories, their stories of upliftment and transformation, and trying to make a difference one story at a time. And I am so excited to be back. It's a new year, new attitude, new vibe, and we're bringing some incredible people here on the stage to change your lives with their experiences. So to set the night right, we have an incredible young lady. She's making waves in the community. She is a real estate broker. So please put your hands together for Jaden Kennedy.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, and to the audience.
Awesome, awesome. So I read your bio, and you're just you're making so many waves in the business community, and you're changing lives. The legacy you're leaving by helping people find their own homes.
Yes.
Sometimes, for the very first time, you're helping them acquire a home, and that's a big deal.
Yes.
Right? So tell me a little bit about your background leading up to what you're doing right now.
For sure. So my name is Jaden Kennedy, as we said, and I played elite sports my entire life. And I was lucky enough to get a full ride scholarship to play volleyball in California. And that is where I met a lot of people who actually built wealth through real estate. So I had some conversations with my friends back home, and I said, hey, have you guys ever really looked at building wealth through real estate? And most people saw it more as a liability.
Right.
So I said, okay, there's definitely opportunity for learning here. So after I played professional overseas, I decided to come back home, get my real estate license, and really make it my duty to educate people and make confusing terms easily digestible so that people can normalize financial conversations at the dinner table.
Okay, I like that, because real estate can be very daunting for some people to understand.
100%. Like, there's a lot of even contracts. A lot of people have never even dealt with a contract before that's legally binding, and it's really imperative that someone has support from someone who specializes in that type of transaction.
Okay, so tell us about the real estate investment. Like, what's behind it?
Yeah, so it's very important, in my opinion, to invest in real estate, because 9 out of 10 millionaires create their wealth through real estate, right? Okay. And especially now we're seeing the crazy interest rates and what's happening in the market, and you want to ensure that you have the stability of knowing that you're going to be able to have a roof over your head.
Yes.
If you're a renter
Absolutely.
right now, a lot of people are on edge because their landlords, either they have to sell the property or they're going to move into the property because of what's going on. Right. And through owning the real estate as opposed to simply renting, you have that peace of mind of knowing that, hey, you know what? Not only is this a roof over my head, but it's an investment.
Okay, excellent. So what do you see are the trends in real estate right now?
Yeah, so I would say that last year we saw a crazy, peak, and that's because we had such low interest rates. But now we're starting to see interest rates going up a little bit, which is actually creating more of a balanced market. So before, buyers were bidding on a property that would have 10, 15 offers on it. You weren't able to protect yourself by putting a financing condition or an inspection condition to potentially be released of the deal in the event that something is off. Whereas now, because there is less demand, there's a lot more opportunity to protect yourself and put these conditions in. And also, you can get a house for a discount. Before, you could get a house for, say, $1 million, and because the average house has gone down by, say, $200,000, your neighbor bought for $1 million, you bought for $800,000, so you have that $200,000 to sort of work with.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah, it's great
very
news. It's
encouraging.
great news. And people think that because we are seeing less demand in the market, that we're seeing a crash. It's not necessarily a crash. I would say it's more of a correction. And we're simply not seeing as many people in the market right now because interest rates are so high. So it's not that there's less demand. It's just that there's a less amount of people who are actually able to qualify to purchase a home.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It does. It does. So I have a question from my hairdresser, Matthew Jonathan. He wanted to ask you this specific question. When are the rates going to go down?
When are the rates? That is a great question. So we did just see them go up by 0.25 this week. I think that we might see 1 or 2 other rate hikes throughout the year. And then maybe I would say 2024 is when we'll start to see rates go down. But I think 2023 is just going to be a year of slight increases and more of a balancing, wait to see where inflation is at. And once we see inflation going down, that's when we're going to start to see rates go down a little bit.
So the balancing act.
The balance, exactly, exactly.
So tell me some of the maybe 1 or 2 myths about real estate that we should know.
For sure. So I would say number 1 is if you are buying a property, people are under the impression that you actually have to pay for the realtor when you're using their services, and that's actually not the fact. So if you are purchasing a property, it's actually the seller who is paying for the services of your realtor. And that's imperative that you use a realtor because you get protections, etc. And then I'd also say that you need 20% down. You don't actually need 20% down to purchase a property. You can put as low, so you can put as low as 5% down. Okay. If you are, say, purchasing it as an investment property explicitly, you will need 20%, or if you're, say, an entrepreneur. But aside from that, you can leverage 5% down.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
Now, what about people who want to buy a home for the first time and maybe they've encountered some, some hardships, some challenges, and they may have what people call maybe bruised credit?
Yes. Yes.
Can they still buy a home?
If you have bruised credit, you can definitely still buy a home. You're just that's one of the main things that I tell people when they start thinking about investing in real estate or purchasing real estate is number 1, you have to make sure that you're set up financially. So that's number 1, through savings, and number 2, ensuring that you have a good credit score. If your credit isn't too strong, you can always talk to a financial advisor. They can support you. But I do just want to mention that one myth is that people are under the impression that checking your own credit score hurts your credit. It doesn't. That's considered a soft pull. And it's considered a hard pull when a lender or a third party is looking to lend you money, and that's when it hurts your score. So I don't know how often you check your credit score, but I'm checking mine at least once a week, and it will not negatively impact your score.
Why do you check every week?
I just like to stay on top of my credit. But honestly, the number you're looking for is 680 plus. As long as you have over 680, you're going to have access to the best lenders. So if you have 800 or 700, it really doesn't make a difference. And I think a lot of people are very obsessed with having perfect credit. You don't need perfect credit to get access to the best rates when it comes to purchasing a property.
As long as it's over 680.
As long as you're over 680, you will get access to the majority of lenders. Yeah.
That's very good to know.
And the best rates.
And when people come and visit you,
yes.
To enter their journey
yes.
of home ownership, what are some of the things that you take them through to assess them?
Well, number 1, I want to make sure that they are educated on everything. That's including the contract. So we're going to look inside and out of the contract, make sure they understand everything that they're getting themselves into. And then I'll sort of explain the key things that I look for in a property. So number 1, I always tell people your first property is not your forever home, right? So use your first home as a stepping stone towards your goal. Once you've created some equity via putting your own sweat equity into it, or just the market appreciating, take some of that money out and purchase another property. So it's all about leveraging your investment. And then simply, I always like to say, buy the worst house on the best street as opposed to the best house on the worst street, because come resale, you just want to make sure that it still has that value. And if you're in an area that, say, doesn't have the best school district, you're going to be losing a lot of potential buyers because they want to ensure that their child goes to a school in a good area.
That's
so
fantastic.
Those are a couple of the tips I give them.
Pearls of wisdom from you.
Thank you
so much. And where can people locate you?
People can find me on social media. Everything is Jaden Kennedy Real Estate. That's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Yeah.
Even on TikTok?
Even on TikTok. I use TikTok too. So.
Okay, doing a little real estate choreography?
Yes. Hey, you guys can go on. I do some dance videos with my brother. I do a couple of trends, and then I also teach a little bit about real estate too.
Is that true, Mom? She's nodding yes. Yes, she's seen it.
Very true.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jaden. I learned a lot from you.
Thank you.
And so I'd love to learn more about all that you've shared.
Thank you.
So we'll connect
Jaden
again.
Kennedy Real Estate.
Jane Kennedy Real Estate.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Please, Jean Kennedy. Check her out on social media. We'll be back.
Welcome to GOlive TV, the first intercultural IPTV station that broadcasts over 50 shows in 22 different languages. Here at GOlive TV, you can now book your event at our venue. We have green screens, multiple sets and backdrops, including a fully equipped kitchen and a news studio, a photography booth, podcast and radio station, a stage with a 9x14-foot video wall, and much more. Book our studio now. GOlive TV, the only multimedia one-stop shop, offering everything you need to take your event to the next level.
Hi, I'm Joe Mancinelli, International Vice President of LiUNA, and I'm on GOlive TV.
Hi, I'm John Tory, the Mayor of Toronto, and I think everybody should watch GOlive TV.
I'm watching and I hope you
Alô, alô, aqui é o Seu Valença. Estou aqui na GOlive TV.
Thank you for watching GOlive TV.
Eu sou o Guilherme Arantes e eu tô aqui com vocês na GOlive TV.
Hoje estamos aqui com o GOlive TV.
Olá, sou o cantor Salgadinho, estou na GOlive TV.
GOlive TV, il primo canale IP interculturale in Canada.
Je regarde GOlive.
I watch. Oglądam.
GOlive TV, the first intercultural IP channel in Canada.
What a pleasure to be here at LiUNA TV and
GOlive TV
GOlive.
is intercultural.
שלום לכולם, אני מזמין אתכם להצטרף GOlive TV.
es intercultural.
Fala a minha língua.
Yo veo GOlive TV.
On my knees again, I'm praying. God, give me strength for one more day. Lay my burdens at your feet. No problem, no battle you can't defeat. My heart belongs to you. 'Cause only your love can see me through. For your love, I surrender. For your love, I remember. For your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. Ooh, no longer living a flat line. Saving.
All right, welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Show. How's everybody doing? Excellent, excellent. So happy to have everybody here, and I am so excited to introduce this next guest. I've been playing her music over and over again, and I'm feeling so many warm and fuzzies when I listen to it. She is a soul singer. She is a songwriter, a musician, a producer. She's a mummy, and I am just so inspired by her. So please welcome Kiara Leah to the show.
Thank you. And can I also say I'm inspired by you?
Aw, thank you so much.
Fellow mom entrepreneur.
Fellow mom,
Yes.
yes, that's amazing. Well, I'm so excited to hear more about, how this came to pass. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm actually a scientist by training.
Oh.
I grew up playing piano as far back as I can remember, maybe 4. Grew up around music. My sister is an opera singer and musical theater actress. And so I always sort of thought that she was the singer of the family, and I was just kind of doing my thing in the background, and I excelled at academics, had an interest in the sciences as well. but music was always a passion of mine. And I went to school, I got my master's degree of science. And then when I got pregnant with my first daughter, that's when I sort of took inventory and I just asked myself, what are the things that I want to teach my daughter by example? And one of the things was to always follow your dreams. And I thought that I would be a hypocrite if I wasn't following my own dreams. So I just started putting myself out there, attending open mics, networking, going to music events, slowly built my network, connected with Chris Rouse and Thomas McKay, with whom I applied for a Factor grant, which is the Foundation Assisting Canadian Talent on Recording. It's a mouthful. And so I received a grant to produce this album. I have musicians from Toronto, all backgrounds. We have a steel pan player on there. Yeah, it's just about delivering a conscious message with a vibe. I'm in there putting down piano solos and some keyboard pads, so it was very hands-on. And throughout the pandemic, I actually learned how to produce. So I took the stems that I started with Thomas McKay and went to the studio with Chris Rouse, and we just dug in and added layers and just had fun with it, and out came Love Money. So this is my debut project, and I'm really proud of it. And
I want to congratulate you. It's outstanding.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thank you.
And give her a round of applause. It's a beautiful album.
You can probably hear the baby in the background. She's also on the album.
Is that a fan of yours?
Well, she's got credits on the album, so she's a fan and she's a musician herself.
I heard her vocals. I think in one of the songs you're going to perform
the one
today.
I'm going to be performing tonight. Yeah.
Amazing. And so let's talk about that. How do you balance family life and what you do as a musician?
I think as long as the children have been here, they've always just kind of been involved in the process. They'll remember me just, hashing out songs at the piano. My daughter's a songwriter in her own rights. I'm going to be helping her with her project in the coming years.
How old is your daughter?
She's 14 now. 14. So yeah, she's next. So yeah, like all the children are very musical. My partner's very musical. So it's sort of like a family affair, as Sly Stone would say.
That's really a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get to share your passion with your family.
Absolutely.
Everyone is hands-on. That's fantastic. So have you experienced, though, as a female in the music industry, any kind of challenges? Anything you've observed?
I think that, I mean, women are still underrepresented in the industry. And obviously, there are, as a woman in the industry, there is the risk of being taken advantage of, exploited. But I think at the end of the day, it's about knowing your worth, standing in your power, and knowing your boundaries. And I try not to argue for my limitations, because it sort of gives power to it. I recognize that there are hurdles that we have to overcome, but we have to kind of stand in our power.
Absolutely, yes, and speak truth to power.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. When I was listening to the album, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard a lot of influences, and you can share what they are. I heard a lot of Prince. I heard some Motown, your own flavor. Tell me, who are your musical influences?
Well, definitely, I mean, anyone who's serious in the industry looks to Prince for a lot of things. He's a master songwriter, producer, instrumentalist, multi-instrumentalist. Chris Rouse does a Prince tribute band, one of the co-producers on the project. So you're going to hear a lot of Prince elements just by virtue of having him involved in the project. I personally grew up playing and listening to a lot of classical music. My mom listens to classical music almost exclusively, and my dad is more folk jazz. So I sort of had classical influences from my mom, and then Beach Boys, Beatles, Bee Gees. That's pretty much it for my mom. And then I have 8 siblings, so I've been exposed.
8 siblings.
I'm the youngest of 9.
You're the youngest.
Yeah. So as you can imagine, I've been exposed to like every type of music you
Very
can think
eclectic,
of.
yes.
Yeah. So I mean, like Donny Hathaway is my guy. He's probably my favorite artist up there with Stevie Wonder. And then I'm inspired by, you know, women that kill it on playing their instrument and singing. You know, Patrice Rushen, Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, Rochelle Farrell. You know, the list goes on.
I saw you gave a tribute to Anita Baker.
Yes. Yeah, she's top 5 for vocalists for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. I share a lot of the likes you have. Yeah. I'm really amazed by what you've accomplished. So
thank you.
I'm dying to hear the song again live, and it's called "The Dream," which we're going to hear after the break. So tell me a little bit about the song. What inspired you to write it?
It actually literally came from a dream, and that's how I do a lot of my songwriting. I mean, I always kind of have some sort of melody going in my head, but often I'll wake up, I'll still be half asleep, and there'll be a song playing in my head, and my brain tricks me into thinking that it's a song that already exists. But if I'm conscious enough to catch that, oh, wait a minute, no, this is original music that's playing itself, I'll just run to the piano and start working out the melody, mumbling lyrics, and it's like a message just kind of comes from it. So this was one of those songs that literally came to me from a dream, and it just kind of came out in one stream of consciousness. And you'll notice the song is not sort of classic songwriting structure. It is more of a vibe that builds. And I felt that it was a message for my children. I wrote it for them when I was in a challenging place, living in a basement, you know, just kind of reaching for something. So this is sort of my promise to them. And I think that a lot of people can relate to that, just wanting to provide for your family and for your community, and just wanting more and connecting to source.
Okay. So. Has your dream come true?
We're living it every day.
You're living it. I love that.
Finding gratitude every day.
Amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, with that said, we're going to pause, and we're going to be back after the break, and you're going to listen to the beautiful song "The Dream" by Kiara Leah. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On my knees again, I'm praying. God, give me strength for one more day. Lay my burdens at your feet. No problem, no battle you can't defeat. My heart belongs to you, 'cause only your love can see me through. For your love, I surrender. For your love, I remember. For your love, your love, your love, your love, your love. Ooh, no longer living that flat line. Saving me was part of your design. I put my life in your hand. You're always forgiving, you understand. Thank you, Lord, for what you do, 'cause only your love can see me through. For your love.
Gonna be rich one day. One day. Gonna be rich one day, and I won't leave you out. Gonna be rich one day. getting on my knees to pray. Gonna make a way so we can work it out. I never leave my baby one more. I won't leave my baby one more. Yeah. Gonna find love one day. One day. Gonna find love one day, and I'ma show you how. 'Cause when you love somebody, you don't need anybody. Gonna lead the way so we can work it out. Baby, gonna lead the way. My heart keeps beating, beating. One day we'll all be living free. Gonna be amazing. Gonna be amazing. Amazing grace. Gonna be amazing. Gonna be amazing. Amazing grace. Ooh, one day we'll all be living free. Hey, one day we'll all be living free. Amazing, yeah. One day we'll all be living free. Yeah. Amazing, yeah. Gonna be amazing. Amazing Gonna be amazing. Gonna be free. We all have a dream. You and me forever.
Living the dream.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Joe Mancinelli, International Vice President of LiUNA, and I'm on GOlive TV.
Hi, I'm John Tory, the Mayor of Toronto, and I think everybody should watch GOlive TV.
I'm watching and I hope you
Alô, alô, aqui é o seu Valença. Estou aqui na GOlive TV.
Thank you for watching GOlive TV.
Eu sou o Guilherme Arantes e eu tô aqui com vocês na GOlive TV.
Hoje estamos aqui com o GOlive TV. Olá, sou o cantor Salgadinho, estou na GOlive TV.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much Audience, it's been a pleasure having you here. I appreciate you. And I just want to thank Jade and Kennedy. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom about real estate. And please check her out on social media. And I'm so in love with the song The Dream and the other beautiful songs written and produced by Kiara Leah. Kiara, that was fantastic. Thank you so much for gracing us with that beautiful music.
Thank you so much.
All right, awesome. So please, if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to see more of the past episodes and episodes to come, check us out on the NikkiClarkeNetwork.com. We're also on YouTube, and you can follow on Instagram, Nikki Clarke 31. I just want to thank you. You've been the best, and God bless you. Take good care of yourself. Stay safe.